Hey guys, it's Taylor. Sorry for all the road noise. Right now, literally right outside my window, they are repaving a road. So there's a ton of road noise down there, but I kind of thought we could tough it out because I'm so excited to be in my new space and to be filming for you again. So today I just wanted to do something fun, kind of get back into the swing of things. So I found the questions for my first time tag. So that is the tag that we are doing today, if you couldn't already tell by the label of the video. So yeah. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun way for you guys to get to know me a little better. It's a new year, it's the first time tag, it's the first video of the new year, it's the first video I'm filming in my new apartment, so I thought this was just a nice way to kind of kick off this year's videos. So I've got my water, I've got the questions, and I have my computer in case I need to look anything up. So, let's go. So the first question is first tweet. Of course, this would be me on Twitter. My first tweet was me tweeting a link to One Direction on Ellen. I will try to put like a little thingy of it up here so you guys can see it. But it was like a video of the boys from One Direction on Ellen, which I don't know. I guess I was just really enjoying that. Literally all I do on Twitter is like follow famous people and talk about One Direction. That's basically all I do. Question number 2 says first YouTube video. Like if you're talking about this channel, it was my end of summer favorites video that I did in 2014. But if you're talking about like on YouTube in general, my first YouTube video was a music video actually. I had an old channel where I did music and I don't know what song it was. I'll try to have a link down in the description box so you can stalk my old YouTube channel, but yeah, that was my first YouTube video. First person you subscribe to on YouTube. That would be the YouTuber, her name is Tess Christine. A lot of you guys have probably heard of her. She used to be Tess Christine 123 I think, but of course she's changed it now because she's super popular, so she just uses her regular name. But she was the first, like, especially beauty YouTuber that I subscribed to on YouTube. First Facebook profile pic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get on here and find this. I actually think I deleted my first Facebook profile picture because I thought I looked very ugly in it. So I'm pretty sure that I deleted that at some point, but I will try to go back and find it. Okay, so the first one that I have is actually a teeny tiny picture. So I will try to get this bigger and put it on the screen for you so you guys can see, but there's a picture of a new haircut that I got. The first one where you can actually like see me, I guess. There is this one here of me in a Christmas outfit. I'll put that on like up on the screen as well. So yeah, my first Facebook profile pictures were actually kind of embarrassing, so I try not to think about those times of my life. Okay, so the next question is, do you still talk to your first love? Not really. I mean, we're like social media friends that we're like, I don't know, but we don't talk. What was your first alcoholic drink? When we were in Mexico quite a few years back, my dad was having back problems and he was like, my parents never drink, but he had a beer in Mexico just to kind of like relax the muscles in his back because he didn't have any medicine with him, and he let me try it. I don't know, I was curious and he let me try it and I hated it, so there you have it. What was your first job? My first job, besides like babysitting, was singing in a cafe in the downtown area of the little town that I used to live in. I would go on like Saturday and Sunday mornings and I would play a bunch of music and sing and stuff like that. So that was a pretty sweet gig. It was 10 bucks an hour. I usually stayed for like 3 or 4 hours and then plus whatever tips I made. So there were days when I made like a butt ton of money. What was your first car? I'm actually still driving my first car. It's a 2012 Nissan Rogue. My parents have always had this belief that like, I don't know, they buy their kids a car when they turn 16 and then they're like, okay, you better, like this better carry you through a good long period of your life. And I believe that I'm the only one to make it to age 19 without wrecking it. So I got you, parents. I got you. Who was the first person to text you today? Who was the first person to text me today? Well, if you're counting like what actually is today, my friend Stevie texted me at 12:02 a.m. But the first person to text me like in the daytime was my mom. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? What kind of question? Who, like, probably Michael Clifford or something. I don't know, but who was your first grade teacher? Her name was Mrs. Whitaker, and I thought she was so fun because when we had to memorize like little Bible verses, she always put them into song, so we could do our like tests. We could like sing, so that was fun. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? I was like 3 weeks old and we went back to China where my family was living at the time. Who was your first best friend and do you guys still talk? My first best friend was Elena Chu, and yes, we still talk. It's actually kind of weird to think about the fact that like we met when I was 3, so we've been friends for 16 going on 17 years now, so that's like pretty crazy. It's so weird to think, like you don't think growing up that you don't think about getting to that point where like you've had best friends for this long. Like it won't be too long before we've been friends for literally 2 decades. That's like crazy to think about, but yeah, so that is my first best friend. Where was your first sleepover? What kind of question even is that? Do you know how many sleepovers girls go to in their lifetime? I distinctly remember going to a half sleepover because we were all too young to actually sleep over, so it was like a half sleepover thing for someone's birthday, but I honestly don't remember my first sleepover. What was the first thing you did this morning? Besides checking Instagram, I got up and cleaned the kitchen because the floor needed cleaning very badly. What was the first concert you ever went to? The Cheetah Girls. I'm not even like ashamed to admit that. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, the Cheetah Girls. I'm like, yeah, the Cheetah Girls, like, duh. First broken bone. I broke my foot, like, here on the corner. It was actually really funny because, like, I used to have a very low pain tolerance when I was younger and I would cry about everything, and so my mom didn't believe me when I said that I hurt my foot. We were walking into an amusement park to go ice skating and I like fell into a little like dip in the concrete and I twisted my ankle, and she didn't she thought I just twisted my ankle. She didn't believe me when I said that it hurt so bad, so finally we got to the entrance. She's like, fine, take off your shoe and let's see this before we go in, and my foot was like 2 times bigger than it should have been, and it was all like bruised and stuff, and she felt so bad because it turns out that I had actually broken my foot, and she was just telling me like, suck it up and walk the rest of the way through the parking lot. But also I guess that was my fault for being such a baby. First movie you remember seeing? Oh Lord. If we're talking about like in theaters, I don't know if I would even know. Probably like, I remember seeing Nemo. I was pretty young then. But the first, probably also like The Christmas Story, because my family, or A Christmas Story, I forget what it's called, but my family watches that every single year for Christmas, so that was like, I'm sure that I saw that before I could even remember seeing movies, so probably that one. When was your first detention? I have never had detention because I was a goody two-shoes growing up. Who was your first roommate? Nobody yet. My roommate's name is Megan, and she's actually moving in later today, like in an hour or 2. And yeah, that will be my first roommate ever. And we're not actually like roommates, we're like flatmates. So we have separate bedrooms and separate bathrooms and stuff like that, which is going to be super nice because it'll be nice to have like a friend to like live with, but it's not like you have to be so close and packed all the time, so that'll be nice. What was the first sport you were involved in? Soccer, and that was the first and last sport I was involved in. I mean, I guess if you count like other things as sports, like I did soccer when I was like 4, and that was the first and last like team sport that I ever did. But I also did like horseback riding and like ballet and a lot of other things like that that aren't exactly like traditional sports, I guess, but that was like the physical activity that I did. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Pile everything onto a chair. Well, so in my parents' house, I would like come in and there was this one kitchen chair. It was very particular, it had to be that chair. And I would pile all my stuff on there, and then my mom would yell at me that I needed to move it. But here in the apartment, probably the first thing I do is make sure that I put like all my keys away, because you have to have like a key card to get in the building, and then you have to have like a turnkey to get in your room and stuff like that. So I usually try to make sure that all of my keys are put away somewhere where I will remember them. And the last question is, when was your first kiss? My first kiss was in my sophomore year of high school. It was the guy that I was like dating at the time. I mean, high school dating is whatever, but yeah, it was during the Transformers 3 movie. So it was very romantic, obviously. So guys, that is the end of the first time tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to be doing more videos for you, especially in this new setup. Everything is like the colors that I want it to be, and it just has a really nice feel to it. So I hope that you guys feel comfortable here as well. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.